The movie opens with a young woman named Ren running around the streets of a bustling city. She exercises for quite a bit before heading back home. Soon after, she attends several important calls whilst also making herself a hearty breakfast. Ren, who happens to be a very hardworking corporate worker, only cares about climbing the social ladder. She's an overachieving workaholic, and as a result, spends most of her time with her cat Wentworth. Moving forward, Ren answers as many calls as possible before walking out of her apartment. Since Wentworth has been sick for quite some time, she decides to take him to her office as well. She talks to him whilst walking, and is evidently in her own world. Just then, her boss Grayson rushes out of a massive limo and runs up to her. The two then walk together whilst talking about their plan of downsizing the marketing firm. It turns out that, in order to cut down on costs, they have rented a cheaper place for their company. Soon, Ren walks into her new office, where she is immediately approached by her co-workers, Kate and Crystal. The three of them discuss graphics, and then prepare to attend a very important meeting. They talk about the recent updates and gossip for quite a while. Eventually, Ren goes to Maxine, who happens to be one of the company's board directors as well as Grayson's sister. The two discuss some new prospects and clients for their marketing firm. At that moment, a furious Grayson walks in and berates Maxine for rebranding the entire company. The two have a heated debate, which Ren quickly shuts down. Moments later, Maxine's wife Lizzie walks into the office as well. Since she's pregnant, Maxine gently sits her down and then goes back to discussing the company's assets with Ren. During the discussion, Grayson's assistant Rebecca informs everyone that she has found a promising client. She explains that an app developer wants to team up with them in order to market his new charitable giving site. Upon hearing this, Maxine and Grayson get really excited and plan to get the contract. Ren, however, asks Rebecca for more details, and that's when she learns that the app developing company is none other than Laconia. Ren immediately panics, since the company is owned by Owen Jasper, her ex-boyfriend. Despite the news, Ren tries her best to stay calm and asks more about the company's needs. In response, Rebecca says that all of the details will be discussed in an upcoming meeting with Owen. Maxine immediately asks Ren to take over the meeting, since she always works best under pressure. As expected, Ren tries to refuse, but after much insistence from Maxine, she hesitantly agrees. She then walks away to research the company. Ren looks up the company and even Googles Owen, hoping it might be someone else. But much to her dismay, it's the same ex that she dumped mercilessly in college. She starts panicking and vents to Wentworth about facing Owen after so long. Right then, Rebecca walks into her office and hands her a file on Laconia. After thorough research, Ren walks out of her office and meets her aunt, Vanessa. Ren had initially planned to take an early leave and take Wentworth to the vet. But with the meeting coming up, she asks her aunt to take him instead. Feeling anxious, she tells Vanessa that she is about to meet Owen again after several years. It turns out that the two were a very happy couple in college. At one point, Owen asked Ren to quit her job as an intern and move to San Francisco so that they could start a company together. However, the latter immediately refused, and after a long argument, dumped him. Moving on, Ren explains that Owen is now a very successful man with a huge company. Vanessa, however, is not impressed by that. With a smug face, she asserts that she never liked him, as he was always unemployed. Ren clarifies by saying that he was always ambitious and was simply planning to start his own company. She then talks about how she regrets breaking up with him. In response, Vanessa just scoffs and comforts her by saying that she made the right decision. Surprisingly, it was based on Vanessa's incredibly persuasive words that Ren broke up with Owen. In fact, she never wanted to leave him. Eventually, after a long chat, the two bid each other goodbye and part ways. Ren rushes towards her office and hurriedly fixes her hair. She then puts on some makeup in order to look more presentable. Finally, the meeting begins. Owen walks into the meeting room and happily greets Grayson and Maxine. Meanwhile, Ren hides under a table since she doesn't want to face him at all. However, when Grayson introduces her as the head of corporate PR, she has no choice but to greet Owen. As their eyes meet, they reminisce about the moments they used to spend together. They stare at each other for quite a while before coming back to reality. Both of them try their best to act professional. Just then, Lizzie chokes on her food and starts suffocating. Thankfully, Ren performs the Heimlich just in time and saves her. Shortly after, Owen sits down and instantly starts talking about his newly developed fundraising app. He explains it's working and states that the idea behind its creation is to help people relate on a deeper level to the causes that they're actually supporting. Ren chimes in and says that the app gives people huge amounts of information. which could be immensely destructive. However, Owen clarifies by saying that the contracts signed are very upfront, and no personal information will be shared on the platform. A back and forth commences between the two, where Ren asks a bunch of questions and Owen answers them quite confidently. It's evident that the two have some kind of animosity between them. On the other hand, Maxine and Grayson love the idea of the app and immediately agree to aid its marketing. They start brainstorming ideas for the app's campaign. Ren also finds the app interesting, so she puts forward multiple ideas that Owen likes. After a round of discussion, Owen and Grayson decide to schedule another meeting soon. They then end the conference. Owen thanks everyone for their time and walks out. As soon as he leaves, Maxine and Kate gush about how handsome and smart he is. Ren gets really uncomfortable hearing this, so she rushes out of the meeting room. She runs towards her office to calm down. However, her anxiety gets the best of her, and she starts hyperventilating. Kate and Crystal notice this and try their best to help her. Eventually, Ren gathers herself and assures her friends that she's okay. She then starts working on the marketing campaign. Later that day, Ren picks Wentworth up from the vet and heads back home. She vents to him about how Owen ignored her and wonders if he even remembers her. Just then, she gets a notification. She opens it to find out that Owen is at a club with Kate and Crystal. As expected, she is shocked and doesn't even know how to react. The very next morning, Ren walks into her office and heads straight towards the conference room. There, Maxine, Grayson, Kate, and Crystal all welcome her excitedly and inform her that they have already signed a deal with Owen. They all raise their glasses of champagne and thank her for her brilliant ideas. Ren, who is utterly shocked by the contract closure, just stares at Maxine and asks her about the upcoming meeting with Laconia. In response, the latter explains that Crystal and Kate actually stalked Owen and went to the same club. They then pretended to run into him and somehow convinced him to seal the deal as soon as possible. Ren is stunned to hear all this and takes a while processing the information. She then awkwardly heads back to her office to catch her breath. However, when she enters, she is surprised to see Lizzie there. Ren sits down next to Lizzie and strikes up a light-hearted conversation with her. The two chat for a while until Lizzie brings up Owen. Excited, she talks about how he must be attracted to either Kate or Crystal, since they had so much fun last night. Ren immediately gets jealous hearing this and tries to change the topic. But much to her dismay, she finds out that Lizzie managed to dig a little deeper. She found out that the two of them went to college together and was trying to put two and two together. Eventually, Lizzie asks Ren about her story with Owen, but the latter instantly shuts her down. Later that day, Ren rushes towards an elevator after a short break, only to find Owen inside. As she enters, the air gets really awkward. Ren tries to lighten the mood by talking about their marketing campaign, which Owen nicely responds to. However, he soon brings up their past. Ren quickly gets carried away by the conversation and asks Owen if he knew about her position at the company before he hired them. The latter doesn't know how to reply, so he simply says that he didn't research enough. Shortly after, the two walk into the office. Immediately after entering, Kate rushes up to Owen and pulls him away, under the pretense of showing him some new designs for the marketing campaign. Ren gets jealous from this and walks away huffing. Later that evening, Ren goes to the app's launch party, where she meets Vanessa. She greets the latter cheerily and even compliments her look. Now excited, Vanessa tells her that she has a nice young man for her to meet. Ren instantly groans and asserts that she isn't interested in dating anyone. She then goes around searching for Grayson. That's when her eyes fall upon Owen, who seems to be busy with Kate and Crystal. Ren feels uncomfortable with this and turns around abruptly. She bumps into a handsome man, who instantly starts flirting with her. Ren finds the guy quite attractive, so she tries to flirt with him as well. However, Kate calls her over and asks her to hang out with them. Ren walks over to the three of them and tries to be involved in their conversation. Grayson quickly joins them as well and complains about how the party is boring. Whilst conversing, Kate asks Owen about his type in women and even inquires if he has a girlfriend. Owen gives a very vague answer and looks at Ren. He then asks her if she has somebody special in her life. The latter is about to answer, but Grayson chimes in saying she just isn't interested in a relationship. Ren watches as Kate and Crystal continue flirting with Owen. They even propose various other marketing strategies to impress him. Owen, however, doesn't pay much heed to them. Instead, he continues watching Ren carefully. This makes her very uncomfortable and anxious, so she quickly walks away. She rushes towards the washroom, where she bumps into Vanessa touching up her makeup. Seeing Ren's fidgety behavior, Vanessa gets really worried. She inquires if everything's okay. Ren, however, doesn't say anything. Instead, she just hastily wipes her teary eyes. She then talks about how everyone around her is in a happy relationship. Furthermore, she complains that she's already nearing 40, and men her age always date women who are a lot younger. Hearing all this, Vanessa asks Ren to meet some bachelors at the party who would love to court her. Ren agrees and finally decides to get back into the dating pool. The next morning, Ren looks at the old messages between her and Owen. She stares at their old pictures and reminisces about their time together. It's evident that she deeply regrets breaking up with him. Moving on, Ren quickly gets ready and goes to visit an art gallery for their marketing campaign. She runs into Owen in the process and cheerily greets him. The two then get into an elevator together. There, Owen indirectly talks about Vanessa being the main reason for their split. Ren doesn't know how to respond, so she just keeps quiet. Soon, the two enter the art gallery and take a quick look around. They discuss the upcoming plans for the app's promotion and even express their own ideas for it. Ren suggests some interesting ideas for the app's upgrades, which thoroughly impresses Owen. He praises her for the help and even thanks her for all the support. Eventually, Crystal walks into the gallery with her boyfriend, Brian, who happens to own the place. Brian greets Owen and Ren and then gives them a tour of the entire gallery. Just then, Kate joins them and pulls Owen away, under the pretense of showing him the upper floors. Crystal and Brian also leave to tend to their other errands, which leaves Ren all alone. At that moment, Sam, the CFO of Owen's company, walks in. He quickly goes over to Ren and introduces himself. The latter greets him and thanks him for hiring them. She then offers to give him a tour of the gallery. Sam agrees to the idea, so the two wander around whilst chatting. Ren finds Sam very interesting and asks him more about himself. The two instantly click and find out that their interests are very similar. They talk about their favorite songs and end up having a great time. Just as they're conversing, Owen approaches them and hugs Sam tightly. Soon after, Owen invites everyone to his house in the Hamptons for a work retreat. Ren immediately refuses, explaining that she has a lot of planning to do. However, Kate stops her and suggests they bring over their entire team to his house. Owen readily agrees to the idea and asserts that the work retreat will help him get a closer look at their marketing strategies. Just then, Sam looks over at Ren and insists that she join them as well. The latter hesitantly agrees, claiming that a little fun wouldn't hurt. Moments later, Ren takes Sam for the rest of the tour, whilst the others discuss their plan for the retreat. When Kate sees the two together, she talks about how good they look. Owen turns around to look at them as well and sees them bonding. This makes him a little jealous, but he stays silent. The very next day, Ren packs up for the work retreat. Just as she's about to leave, she hears the doorbell. She rushes to open the door and sees the same handsome guy from the launch party. It turns out that he works for Vanessa and was sent to pick up Wentworth. Moving forward, Ren invites him in and introduces herself. The guy, whose name happens to be Tyler, follows suit and greets her cheerily. He then starts flirting with her, claiming that Vanessa wants to set them up together. Ren smiles at that and just jokes around with him. Whilst talking, Tyler mentions that he's going to the Hamptons for the weekend as well, and asks her to meet him when she gets the chance. Ren readily agrees and hands Wentworth to him. Soon after, Ren goes to the Hamptons for her work retreat. As soon as reaches Owen's place, Kate runs over to her and greets her cheerily. The two talk for quite a while, where Ren confesses that she actually left her luggage in the bus. Thankfully, Kate offers to lend her some clothes. Ren quickly changes into a swimsuit and enters the backyard. There, Owen walks up to her, whilst asserting that Sam has been waiting for her. Ren simply nods at that and asks him about Sam's story. In response, Owen tells her that Sam's fiancé was actually diagnosed with cancer 2 years ago. He explains that Sam stuck by her side throughout her treatment until she got better. But as soon as she recovered, she quit her job, changed her name, and dumped Sam. Ever since then, he had stopped believing in love and prefers being alone. Ren is shocked to hear this and feels very bad for Sam. Shortly after, Ren and Owen join the others for a round of volleyball. Owen joins Kate and Maxine, whereas Ren walks up to Sam and greets him. The two chat for quite a while, until Owen asks Sam to help him in the game. As expected, Sam runs over and teams up with Owen. In the meantime, Lizzie approaches Ren, and the two have a quick little chat. A while later, everyone dresses up and goes to a fancy restaurant for lunch. Ren wears another one of Kate's dresses, which earns her a lot of compliments. Both Owen and Sam stare at her, clearly blown away. Just then, Tyler, who also happens to be in the same restaurant, approaches Ren and compliments her. When Grayson sees him, he lets out a grimace and immediately taunts him. It turns out that the two are work rivals. Tyler, however, simply ignores Grayson and asks Ren to come to the party that Rebecca's hosting. That very evening, Ren, along with Owen, Sam, and all her colleagues, attend Rebecca's party. Ren immediately joins Rebecca and dances the night away. Soon after, she looks around to see Owen and Kate dancing together. She feels a little jealous, but tries to keep her cool. At that moment, Tyler approaches her and, as usual, starts flirting with her. He then asks her for a dance, which she readily agrees to. After a couple of shots, Ren gets a little drunk, so she starts dancing with Tyler flirtatiously. She makes sure that Owen notices them. When Owen sees this, he simply walks away. However, Kate follows him. Not wanting to lead her on, Owen suggests that they bring Sam with them as well. Kate, who clearly had plans to flirt with Owen, doesn't want Sam to be a third wheel with him, so she drags Ren with her. That way, Sam and Ren can be together while she makes her move with Owen. Soon, Owen and Kate run away towards the beach, which leaves Ren and Sam alone with each other. Since Sam is a huge introvert, he asks Ren to just sit with him and chat. Ren feels relieved at this and readily agrees. The two talk about their own griefs in life and get to know each other. Whilst conversing, Sam lets it slip that Owen actually told him all about their college romance. Ren is shocked to hear this and inquires more. That's when Sam explains that Owen rarely talks about her. But when he does, it's clear that he's still in love with her. Meanwhile, Kate and Owen explore the beach together. At one point, Kate even kisses Owen and tries to go swimming. The latter tries to stop her, but she just doesn't listen. Clearly drunk, she falls off a rock and passes out. This causes Owen to panic, so he grabs her and runs towards the party. Thankfully, Sam and Ren stop him and immediately help him. They then call an ambulance and rush her to the hospital. Soon after, Crystal, Brian, Maxine, Lizzie, and Grayson come to their aid as well. They all wait to get an update on Kate, who had not only broken her leg, but was unconscious because of an injury to the head. Whilst waiting, Lizzie and Grayson get into a heated argument. Just as Lizzie is yelling, her water breaks. Maxine instantly rushes her to a doctor, clearly excited about the baby. A while later, Ren checks up on both Lizzie and Kate. That's when she finds out that Kate is actually going to need surgery for her leg. When Owen learns this, he feels extremely guilty and blames himself for walking out of the party. Ren and Grayson try to console him and assure him that Kate will be all right. Seeing as Maxine, Grayson, and Kate are all at the hospital, Ren decides to go back and take over the office for some time. Crystal and Rebecca join her shortly after, and they all work together on the marketing campaign. Back at the Hamptons, Lizzie gives birth to a beautiful baby. Kate recovers from her operation as well, with Sam and Owen by her side. In the meantime, Crystal and Ren plan the rest of the campaign and even organize a party for the app's promotion. Whilst working, Crystal tells her that she and Brian actually got engaged over the weekend. Now excited, Ren congratulates her and wishes her all the best for the future. Just then, Crystal gets a notification. As soon as she checks it, she screams out loud. She then eagerly tells Ren that Kate has a boyfriend and is also off the market now. Curious, Ren asks Crystal about the boyfriend, to which the latter replies that it's obviously Owen. As expected, Ren is crushed by the news, but tries her best to act nonchalant. Later that evening, she goes to meet Vanessa and ends up telling her all about Owen and Kate. Vanessa is shocked, but asserts that it's probably for the best. Vanessa asks her if she likes Tyler, and then informs her that he's actually going to be joining them soon. Before Ren can even answer, Tyler walks over to them and greets them cheerily. Shortly after, Vanessa makes up an excuse and leaves the two of them together. As usual, Tyler instantly starts flirting with Ren. He then very slyly asks her to join his firm instead. Ren cordially refuses the offer, stating that she might just start her own firm one day. Thankfully, Tyler gets the hint and completely drops the topic. Finally, it's the day of the promotion party. Ren and Crystal make sure that everything is perfect and wait for all the others to arrive. Deep down, Ren anxiously waits for Kate and Owen to attend so that she can confirm that they are actually together. Soon, Vanessa and Tyler arrive at the party as well. Since Vanessa is the city planner, Crystal asks to take a photo of her. Vanessa readily agrees and suggests Tyler and Ren take a picture together as well. Just as the two are posing, Tyler kisses Ren. Just then, Owen, Sam, and Kate walk into the party together. Crystal instantly runs towards them and asks for a picture. Kate agrees, and asks her to take a picture of her and her boyfriend instead. Much to everyone's surprise, Owen moves away, leaving Kate and Sam together. As expected, Ren and Crystal are shocked. Curious, Ren asks Owen how Kate got with Sam, when she clearly had a thing for him. In response, Owen simply laughs and explains that Kate just wanted him as a friend and nothing more. He then asserts that despite being an odd couple, Kate and Sam are very happy together. Ren is relieved by this and states that she's very happy for Sam. Suddenly, the air gets really awkward, and both Ren and Owen don't utter a single word. Having had enough, Owen looks at Ren and goes on to confess his feelings for her. But just then, Grayson and Rebecca approach him and drag him away. Ren quickly realizes that Owen still loves her, so she follows him throughout the whole event in the hopes of talking to him. Ren tries to approach Owen multiple times, but ends up failing miserably, as someone always comes up to her and drags her away. At one point, Owen walks over to Crystal and looks at all the pictures she took. That's when he sees the photo of Tyler kissing Ren. Owen is crushed by this and realizes that confessing his feelings was a big mistake. Heartbroken, he runs out of the party. When Ren sees this, she follows him and asks him why he's leaving so early. She then urges him to finish what he was saying earlier, but Owen refuses. He doesn't say another word and just storms out. Ren notices Owen's cold behavior towards her and feels as though she has lost him again. Not knowing what to do, she runs towards the washroom, crying. Vanessa immediately runs after her and asks her if she's okay. Now enraged, Ren blows up on Vanessa and blames her for everything. She accuses her aunt of encouraging her to make the worst decision of her life. Whilst breaking down, Ren claims that she always followed her career, which caused her to lose the love of her life. Moving on, Ren sobs and asks Vanessa why she hated Owen so much. In response, the latter confesses that Owen reminded her of Ren's father, who dumped her mother and disappeared out of nowhere. Upon hearing this, Ren just scoffs and claims that Owen is nothing like her father. Heartbroken, she says that she is miserable without him and doesn't know what to do. Vanessa finally realizes just how much Ren misses Owen and asks her to simply follow what her heart desires. The next morning, Ren goes wedding dress shopping with Kate and Crystal. Whilst there, she learns from the two that Owen had always been very awkward to work with. Just as they're all talking about their love lives, Kate notices Tyler at a coffee shop nearby. Much to their surprise, he appears to be talking to Denise, who is not only the receptionist at their marketing firm, but also Grayson's new girlfriend. The three continue observing Tyler and Denise. Just then, Rebecca walks over to them and shouts at Tyler. Enraged, she pours a whole cup of coffee over his head and storms away. At the office, a furious Rebecca walks over to Ren and immediately starts complaining about Tyler. Since she worked for him before, she reveals that they had been sleeping together. Ren is stunned to hear this and inquires more. That's when she learns that Tyler asked Denise to work for him and even offered her higher pay. This makes Ren realize that Tyler is nothing more than a pretender who wants to be more successful than Grayson. The next day, Ren gets ready for a media conference for the app. There, she looks around for Owen and walks over to him. However, as soon as he sees her, he avoids her like the plague. Ren gets confused by this and tells Sam about her feelings. With a wistful sigh, she exclaims that she missed her chance with Owen again and is trying to make her peace with it. Thankfully, Owen hears this and learns about Ren's true feelings. Now relieved, Owen walks over to the podium and confidently delivers his speech. Halfway through, he sends Ren a text message. She opens it, only to realize that it's his confession. In the message, Owen states that he knew where she worked, which was the main reason for him hiring them. Furthermore, he says that he still loves her and doesn't want to stay away from her anymore. After reading the entire text, Ren is overwhelmed with emotions. Even after the conference, Ren continues thinking about him. Eventually, she decides to confront him and goes to his place. Once there, she asks why he didn't just confess his feelings, to which the latter replies that he was just scared to get hurt again. He then tells her that he wants to stay with her and continue what they had together. Ren instantly agrees to this and kisses him passionately. The movie finally ends with Ren and Owen realizing their feelings for each other. They kiss for quite a while and embrace tightly,